Why the chaos feels like too much, especially if you're neurodivergent. A reflection from Pastor on a park bench. I want to take a minute to speak to something I haven't seen talked about enough, something that's quietly affecting so many of us, especially those who are neurodivergent. If you have ADHD, autism, or any kind of sensory processing sensitivity, you've probably noticed it's getting harder and harder to stay grounded lately. The constant barrage of news from the US, the political shouting, the fear-mongering, the violence, the injustice, the sheer unpredictability of it all, it's not just noise. It's deeply destabilizing. Let me explain why. Neurodivergent minds tend to process the world in unique ways. We notice patterns, feel emotions intensely, and often lack the internal shield that neurotypical folks have to block out unnecessary noise. So when the news cycle becomes a fire hose of panic, corruption, and confusion, we don't just see it, we feel it, physically, emotionally, spiritually. When leaders behave unpredictably, when lies are rewarded, cruelty is normalized, and the truth feels up for grabs, it's like living in a world where the rules keep changing. And for those of us who rely on structure, predictability, and clarity just to function, that's not just stressful, it's overwhelming. It can trigger spirals. It can cause shutdowns. It can make us question our ability to do anything at all. We may find ourselves avoiding the news, but then feeling guilty for not staying informed. We may lash out or go silent. We may scroll obsessively, trying to find the pattern or make it make sense. We may find ourselves crying in the middle of the day and not knowing why. And for many of us, especially those with trauma histories, what's happening on a geopolitical level feels deeply personal. Because when a person or a system abuses power, dehumanizes others, or rewrites reality to suit their own narrative, it hits close to home. We've been underestimated. We've been dismissed for being too sensitive or overreacting. So when we see the rise of authoritarianism or the normalization of lies, it doesn't just concern us, it activates us. Here in Canada, many of us are watching what's unfolding in the US with anxiety, not just politically, but emotionally, because when America sneezes, the rest of the world catches a cold. And for those of us who already feel everything more deeply, it's becoming harder to stay regulated. So if you're neurodivergent and you're feeling exhausted, overstimulated, angry, or just totally shut down right now, you are not alone. You are not broken. You are responding appropriately to a deeply disorienting world. Here are a few gentle reminders. You don't have to carry all the world's injustice in your own nervous system. You're allowed to step back from media that harms you. You can choose to focus on one issue instead of all of them. You are still valuable even when you need rest. You are not too much. The world is not trauma-informed. And finally, if you're a Christian who's been wondering how to live out your faith in these chaotic times, start by grounding yourself in the actual teachings of Jesus. Not the loudest version, not the politicized version, the one who said, "Come to me all who are weary, and I will give you rest." Let that rest be your rebellion. You are allowed to care deeply and still take care of yourself. If this reflection resonates with you, please take a moment to like, comment, and share it. I pour my heart into these posts, not for attention, but because I believe these conversations matter. If it helped you, it might also help someone else. Let's get the word out together. Go with God and always stay spicy. Reverend Peggy, pastor on a park bench.